What's cracking, traders? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon GO Battle League content. Today's video, we got an Ultra League Legend run coming at you hot from Mellow at 2001, piloting this team up past Legend and into the leaderboards. You might have these Pokemon lying around in your roster or something close enough to it to try it yourself. Let me know in the comments how it goes if you do try this team. I'd love to hear if it goes well for you. In the lead, we're going to have Big Daddy Golurk. Shadow Golurk is everybody's daddy here in the Ultra League. Mud Slap doing huge fast move pressure to most of the meta, with the ghost fighting coverage on its charge moves being unblockable, doing neutral or better to everything in the meta except for Hisuian Zoroark. In the back, we're going to have Galarian Moltres Mattress if you're nasty. We got Sucker Punch on this thing, and Fly Brave Bird is a very strong flying type combination of moves because very few things in general in the meta can resist it. However, you do have to be careful of Belly Bolt. I do like myself to run Payback occasionally on this thing, so if you do have that option, you can as well. Moltres, if you don't have it. Bombardier and Mandibuzz are the next best associates that you can just throw in there in its place. And finally, in the back, we have the ever-present powerful Galarian Weezing with a fast move that allows it to get to these brutal swings and sludges at light speed. Meloette 2001's going to Legend today. Let's see how they do in the Ultra League, getting into the first battle with Shadow Big Daddy Golurk staring down a very angry monkey Primeape, looking to be unloading some Rage Fists here, but the opponent overfarms a bit, and what is the time? Bro, Legend run, and nobody's throwing on the timing I expect them to. Not only is Meloette throwing on alignment, but the opponent overfarming past the Rage Fist as though they have something else. The opponent going for the Rage Fist. This won't do enough to knock out, but to leave Daddy Golurk pretty low, and the opponent gets to blitz down Golurk with... Oh no, not with those bullet punches, man. Those things hit way too hard. Opponent, however, unlikely to have the X-Scissor, and Meloette's going to no-shield the Moltres here. Trailblaze is resisted as its Night Slash. Going to go for a little bit of an overfarm and fire off the fly before the opponent can get to another charge move. Trying to put everything on the back of Weezing to win this game, hopefully. But Moltres is going to have a bit of HP left, and we instantly swap in here, and the opponent throws the Rage Fist, and they're probably raging with their fist right now as the opponent gets the move caught. And then comes Shadow Drapion. This thing is unfortunately a pretty good counter to Galarian Weezing, but unfortunately for the Drapion, not only is it down energy, but it's also down a shield, and these sludges are going to add up pretty quick. Going for the charge move here. This is not a Shadow Galarian Weezing, this is a regular one. Doing a little bit of chip damage here and there, but it only takes 3 moves to threaten a knockout, and the opponent now has to make a decision. Are they going to go for a full farm down here? And they're going to have to shield. In comes the Moltres, and Moltres has 2 shields to play with. And it's going to have to start using one of them because these Aqua Tails are going to do quite a bit of damage. That's going to be enough to get a knockout nearly. The opponent going for another move here might be able to swap and catch the move. Galarian Moltres, the mattress in the air, going for the catch. The opponent able to make a nice sack, bro. Going for the fly into the Primeape. Can this Drapion take the game? No way, right? Weezing's going to be able to get to the sludge before the opponent can get to the 2 charge moves they're going to need. The Aqua Tails would have been enough here, but they don't have enough to get to 2, and the Drapion goes down. Well played. Good game. Next battle, we got that Daddy, Big Daddy up against Lapras. Not a good lead, because they do outpace to the Aria. So we're going to look to see them stay in. I would expect this team to be played such that you would probably stay in with most leads to some degree to play the Golurk, because the Moltres Weezing core is a very solid one. Surely this isn't the only one. On Skull Bash, they have Ice Beam. They didn't even throw the Ice Beam, dude. Come on, you got to throw that Ice Beam. Lapras, we're going to no-shield these now. The opponent not throwing the Ice Beam likely means they don't have it. And we may have found the only Skull Bash Lapras in the Ultra League today. Opponent has 3 charge moves. They got a ton of energy. They're looking to use it all. Moltres, go broke or go home. Lapras going to be looking to stay in and take this energy. Are they going to shield this? Are they going to shield this? We're good to see the Lapras here if it's not against the Weezing. We could fully farm down. The opponent brings in Primeape. And oh no, Trainer, that's not going to be a good time. You have a Weezing now in front of you. Could have maybe gone for a fly to get the shield, but I like the play to absorb the... Just go straight into here and absorb the Rage Fist without giving the opponent a chance to shield and get some energy. Because Weezing, just as a dominant force into this Primeape here, can easily go for a couple of charge moves and threaten a knockout. So saving the energy on Moltres is a good play here. I like it. The opponent going to no-shield that, going straight for the Brutal Swing. The opponent not at the move yet. Brutal Swing would get the knockout. Maybe force a shield here. Opponent's not going to think about it. They're letting it go. In comes... But they're on Fury Cutter. That's double resisted, I believe. Poison and Fairy both resisting those Fury Cutters. Weezing's going to be getting to a bunch of charge moves here. But unfortunately, the rest of the team is not particularly happy to see this Gliscor at all. Moltres is getting too low, and Golurk is a Mud Slapper. But as low as they're letting this Gliscor get, Golurk might show this Gliscor. Oh, he's ready to show him who's your daddy. In comes the Golurk. He's got energy. He's looking to use it. Now the opponent's going to have to do something about this. They make the catch on the Lapras. Oh, Meloette, that's 2 games in a row we've been caught on, bro. We got a style on some people now. We're going to be going for the Shadow Punch here, looking to get rid of the shield off this Gliscor. The opponent saved him, but you know what we saved? A bunch of energy on the Moltres. Galarian Moltres is going to come in here and sing you a lullaby trainer. Aerial Ace is not going to be enough to knock out this Golurk. Looking to get for one more Shadow Punch to get the final shield. And then Moltres gets to come in and just lay itself upon the opponent. And suplex them into the ground with this fly. This is going to be going through, doing enough damage to get the knockout. Moltres taking the game. And we are 1 game closer to Legend, ladies and gentlemen. Well played. Getting into the next battle, we got our Golurk, Big Daddy Boy, up against a Weezing. This is a surprisingly good matchup, but not as much as you would think. The opponent, however, bringing in the Virizion, and they're going to absolutely massacred by this Weezing, bro. The Weezing is the star of the show today. It is locking down everything that it needs to lock down in the back. You love to see it. Opponent, however, going to be throwing the charge move. If they have Stone Edge, this gets a little uncomfortable, but I don't think they get to another one. They just have Leaf Blade, and that's going to be fine. We're going to be looking to get the full farm down here. Weezing looking to try and make a move after this, or 5. It's going to have quite a lot of energy. This full farm down is going to be nasty. It might even feed some families in a third world country somewhere. That was a good, hey. We're going to be, I'm not editing that out, man. No way. It was either funny or it wasn't, but we're going in for it. Weezing is going to be looking to unleash these sludges, resisting the fairy winds coming from the opponent's Weezing, and going to be able to get to 2 or 3 sludges before the opponent can even blink, bro. Sludge going to be going through. Next one's coming in as well. The opponent's going to have to shield this, and by that point, they're already in trouble. They have to throw, and Golurk can get the farm down now without even batting an eye. Sludge going to do the damage it needs to here. But Golurk comes in, and the opponent's got the Bombardier. No, but it has the Rock Tomb, and the opponent, unfortunately, might have us in shambles here. If they're going for the fly, though, Meloette's not taking a chance. They're going to go for the shield. The opponent does go for the Rock Tomb. That makes us very sad. But at least Golurk has a little bit of energy to play with. They're going to be over-farming by a ton here. The opponent might have to respect this Brave Bird, because if they don't, they're in trouble. The opponent going to shield that up, and then looking to let Moltres go for the next fly here. The opponent does also have Sucker Punch. We're doing basically a mirror match. These 2 Pokemon really do fill the same role here, but the opponent lets the Bombardier get low. The opponent getting really, really low out here. Black Widow's about to sing you a song, how low that sun's getting on you right now. The opponent going to be looking to go for another charge move. They have to. Is it enough? The Rock Tomb is enough, or is this just a fly? The opponent has the Rock Tomb, and it's enough. Can Golurk get the farm down? I think it can. Oh, and if it can, this is so, it is so overdue. We go for 1, and then the Shadow Punch. We have the back-to-back Shadow Punches. Golurk will not be denied. It is getting this game 1 punch or the other, going in for the 2 punch. We are not a 1 punch Golurk. It's a 2 punch Golurk. 1-2 punch. Knocking out the Weezing for the win. Good game. Rolling into this next battle. Who's Golurk staring down? The jaws of the Florges. The thing that... Oh my god, no, bro. Florges is diabolical in this Ultra League meta. This thing is disgustingly good in all the ways that I don't want it to be. Throwing the Shadow Punch on perfect timing here. Opponent going to look to over-farm here and knows they just need a Trailblaze to get the knockout, but they're going to shield that up. They don't want to take a chance. What do? We just go for the shield, right? They get the 2 Trailblazes, and that's really uncomfortable, but the opponent not throwing yet. Maybe they're not at 2. I wasn't counting. I'm paying attention to the Golurk. Just look at those giant jarish biceps, bro. Opponent double shields to try to win switch here. Now at this point, Meloette just lets this go and says, Galarian Moltres, you're going to fly me to the promised land, sing me a lullaby, and send me to sleep. The opponent has the unfortunate mishap of now Weezing, of just absorbing all of this energy. The Moonblasts don't matter when they're resisted. And hopefully, because they have this Florges in the lead, that means they might be weak in the back to the Moltres. And that's what Meloette's banking on. The opponent going to have. Now they have the Stun Fist. Bro, it's over. We're done. Oh, that's a wrap. This game's done. They have the Florges and the Stun Fist. No, dude. I hate facing this team. It's a great team. Whoever made it should feel proud of themselves, because it core breaks every team I've ever built for the Ultra League and then some. And I hate it so much. The opponent, however, looking to go for a Mud Bomb, and now that's Meloette's only win condition is going to be to catch this Mud Bomb. The opponent in shambles, but they have so much energy that they come in with Galarian Moltres. Hold on a minute now, because we can just go for this Brave Bird after a little bit here. Get some farm up here, trying to go for a second Brave Bird, perhaps. Perhaps this is meant to be. The opponent can send the Brave Bird if they want, but it's not going to get the knockout. Meloette going for the Brave Bird, but they lose CMP. They have to shield. Oh, no, bro. The decent IVs on that Moltres going in the absolute opposite direction of where you want them to, and the opponent's able to make the second fly. Brave Bird's going to nearly knock out here. Are you looking to get the farm down? Opponent not going to be able to. We're saving the same. We're saving the move on the Moltres, going for the breaking. No, that's a brutal swing, Felrose. That's a brutal swing. Go for the brutal swing here. Gonna knock them down. Can we get them down into a range where the Brave Bird's enough? That's what it comes down to. This game, that's it. Meloette looking to make that win condition known. Is the Brave Bird enough to take out the bulky pancake? Let's find out. Brave Bird, it's not enough. Can we sucker punch? Yes, we can for the win on 1 HP. Oh my God, what a game, bro. Hard counter who? What a game, dude. Golurk staring down the belly of the bolt here in the next game, and they're going for the sucker punch right away. Do not want to let the opponent's belly bolt get a parabolic charge off before potentially landing this damage, and the opponent going to throw up the shield, throwing right away, giving the mud. Oh, yeah, we don't shield anything here. This is all double resisted damage. Parabolic charge not doing a thing. We're going to be going for the Shadow Punch here. The opponent making a catch here on the Virizion, but now the Weezing looking to come in, licking his chops, both mouths just salivating at the thought of bringing themselves in on this Virizion with a shield up. The opponent in shambles. They throw the Leaf Blade. They don't even build up to the Stone Edge, bro. They said, I don't even need to know. This is over. We're done. Sludge is going to be doing a lot of damage here, as are these Fairy Winds. Weezing commandeering another Virizion matchup. Happy to be here. Loving life, as it were. Getting the knockout here. And now in the next... Oh, no, dude. This is Zygarde. Oh, why is that? What are you doing here? We have got to... No. Oh, bro, no way. He says, nah, there's no way you have Earthquake. You're going to bulldoze me. Yes, you are, because the Earthquake doesn't exist. Opponent comes back in with Belly Bolt. And because Mattress is... See, if you know, you know. At one point, I had like a slip of the tongue. For those of you who don't know what the mattress joke is, I had a slip of the tongue, and I accidentally called Galarian Moltres Galarian Mattress, and the comments never let me live it down. And so here we are with Galarian Mattress and Daddy Golurk. And I haven't thought of a good nickname for Weezing yet, but we'll figure one out eventually. Monopoly Man, maybe? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Fly going to do a lot of damage here. The opponent on Bulldoze and maybe Crunched. If they have Outrage, they had a chance, but not in this game. Well played. Meloette making an absolute tear up to Legend against a Zygarde in the next game. He's made every opponent before him into a fool. And let's see if this opponent's any different. The opponent going to be going for the fast moves here, looking to go for a potential Crunch right away. The Golurk has to shield. This would do a lot of damage. Crunch going to be getting the first shield of the match here, but now Golurk's going to be looking to fire back with a Dynamic Punch. This is going to do a lot more damage than he Shadow Punch would. The opponent is going to shield it. They call it going straight for a catch, but the opponent calls it. And now they can stay in and get a bunch of energy. The opponent going to bring in a Forretress Trainer. That is not the answer you want when you're down enough energy to be down a whole Fly Trainer. No. Forretress is not going to have a great day here. Brave Bird, the opponent calls it. They're putting all their shields down immediately. And you know what? Moltres said it's fine. Rock Tomb's going to get the knockout here. But who's really the winner? Golurk gets to come in and looks to get a bunch of energy. The opponent on Bug Bite, it is resisted, and there is indeed going to be a charge move reached here. Golurk looking to get as much energy as it possibly can before unleashing the Dynamic Punch for the knockout, saving the Shadow Punch for later, bringing in the Weezing. The opponent going to throw that Bulldoze, buddy. They aren't crunching Bulldoze. They have the Earthquake. Meloette calls it, says, I'm not losing to this stupid dragon because of Earthquake Trainer. I salute you for making that shield call. That was an excellent call. Sludge going to be now just destroying the Belly Bolt slowly but surely. Death by 1,000 sludges. More like 2 or 3, but still, you're here with me anyway. Parabolic Charge going to be raising the defense, but unfortunately, the opponent on Sucker Punch. No, is that Thundershock? Is that Thundershock? Oh, sure is. I can't tell. Y'all be telling me in the comments, dude, it's Thundershock. Where are your eyes at, man? Parabolic Charge. Yep, that's Thundershock. So the opponent has Thundershock, looking to go for a dominate simultaneous swap, bro. Oh, what a catch. What a catch on both sides, the Mud Slap. Oh no, the opponent has no energy. This Fairy, when he gets the knockout, Meloette needs 2 moves, bro. They can't risk him getting to another charge move, taking that move. They were looking for the one and then the move, going for the Sludge. The debuffs are reset. This is going to be enough. The Belly Bolt can't hang on. It's down low enough. The Sludge gets the knockout, and Weezing with like 4 HP is victor. The victor. Standing over a knocked out Belly Bolt in just pride of its accomplishments. The next game, we have Fortress. That's a fantastic lead for us here. Even on Volt Switch or Bug Bite, doesn't matter. Very heavily resisted moves, and we have Weezing for the safeguard safe switch. What is this? Who safe swaps this thing? Why? I just want to have a conversation. I mean, it's bulky, sure, but like, huh? Oh, if only this Weezing had play rough, we could make absolute fools out of this opponent's Zygarde. They're going to be going for another Bulldoze here, and Weezing still does not care about this damage. Going to be able to go for a move right away. They don't want to cap over 100 energy, but the extra Fairy Wind, maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't. Brutal Swing, however, going to be reached. They have the back-to-back, going for a couple, not throwing on the greatest timing here, but that's okay. Maybe we're just excited. We're going for Legend, doesn't matter. Timing, screw timing. Gonna be able to go for one of them. The move, the timing comes back to us. Perfect timing there on that move. We're gonna be going for the Brutal Swing. That's gonna be enough to knock out the opponent's Zygarde. They're not looking to go for a switch. The Tentacruel comes in, and oh, trainer, have we got a surprise for you? But Meloette clearly identifying that this matchup is better for the Moltres because we would like to take the resisted fast moves on the Golurk. The opponent, however, full sends the Blizzard. It's not enough, and they're on Volt Switch. No. Oh, they're in shambles. We save the Moltres. Thankfully, it lives on just a little bit of HP. The opponent going to be able to get Rock Tomb debuffs, but these moves are doing no damage. The opponent could be at the Earthquake. Do we resist it? Yes, we do. We resist the Rock Tomb, yes. But opponent's not going to be able to get to another move. This Golurk is absolutely loaded, and Tentacruel is not going to have a great day. Being double resisted, those poison moves needs the Scald, but this energy on this Golurk is way too much to be able to handle. Tentacruel is looking to go down real quick. These Shadow Punches getting bow shields, even though this thing is debuffed by the Rock Tomb. Opponent could have lived one of those. Probably should have no-shielded one of these, but Golurk going for the next Shadow Punch, and at this point, they just have the shield to be able to get to the next. It doesn't matter. Golurk says, I don't have a debuff. What are you talking about, trainers? Going for the Shadow Punch, getting the knockout, and that's going to be a good game. Well played, getting even closer to the vaunted Legend rank. Hopefully, I'll join y'all soon, you legends. Scizor in the next game. This is pretty even here. Both Pokemon doing extremely high fast move damage to each other, but having the pacing on the Scizor, we're going to be going for the move right away here. There are definitely cases where this is fine because you just want to get the early shield here, but it's very, very risky to do so because the opponent getting a full Bullet Punch for free here, it really doesn't do well for Golurk in this matchup unless you don't really care about it. Anyone looking to get rid of it because Moltres is going to come in here and start looking to get this farm down. Opponent brings in the Belly Bolt. They might have 2 answers in the back, but this Belly Bolt's on Sucker Punch. This is a very nice place for the Weezing to be. Resisting these Sucker Punches is what it does best, and it's going to be looking to unload these Sludges as fast as humanly possible before the opponent can get to another debuff here. Parabolic Charge is going to land. Opponent not getting any shields here, and I'm not getting any sentences out of my mouth because my tongue is wrapped itself around my everything, man. It's just, oh, man. I think so fast, bro. It's crazy. I think so fast, and the words just come. I'm totally therapy session right now, bro. Anyway, no, this is a shoutcast. Y'all can see me live for yapping like that. Sludge gonna be enough here. Not quite living on 1 HP, but the opponent's in shambles. They have a Drifblim in the back. Oh, it's so over. Up his shield with a Moltres. This thing is not gonna be denied here. Moltres is gonna be able to go for a fly. Opponent putting up a very desperate final Protect Shield. Moltres says, I got 2 of those, buddy. Don't you even worry about it. Gonna go ahead and shield the Icy Wind that we knew was coming. An opponent, maybe they'll make a catch. No, they can't make the catch. No, I don't know, man. It looked like they... No, they just swapped the Belly Bolt. Of course they can't make the catch. Flies enough. Opponent comes in with that Scizor. It's not looking so hot. Scizor getting the Night Slash in. It's all resisted damage, but they're going to get farmed down if they can't get to another move. Going for the fly, not risking this because Belly Bolt has 1 HP, and we can just take that out with a Sucker Punch. And that's going to be a good game. Moltres sweeping this one for us to get even closer. Well played. All right, getting into the next battle. Some early morning. Bro, a Magnus own lead? Holy, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Opponent. Ha! Bro. Why are people playing Magnezone, Venusaur in the 2900 elo range. Are you, huh? Yes, trainer, you're gonna get, okay, well, you know what? This is what happens. Yeah? You mess around and find out, I guess. Playing some silliness. I respect it, though. I love the spice. Opponent's going to be going for a charge move. They can bait those Frenzy Plants here. They're shielding. They want this matchup, but they're not going to get it. Frenzy Plant would do enough to let the Vine Whips add up here, but Moltres is not going to let that happen. Going to go for another Fly here before the opponent can get to a third charge move. Fly. Going to get the final shield. The opponent really wants switch advantage, apparently, but Moltres can just farm this down here. And Golurk gets to stay matched upon that Magnezone and make it just miserable. Now, unfortunately, the Magnezone here does double resist the energy from this. This is the one time where Payback would come in handy, but Brave Bird still does a decent chunk and drops the defense. The opponent's still not at a charge move. One Mud Slap would delete this thing. Gonna come in with a Chestnut. It's over, bro. Unfortunately, the opponent's Double Grass strategy was thwarted by this Poison and Flying backline. But a good attempt nonetheless. Those are just straight RPS losses. We just move on past those. The opponent, however, going to get RPS'd in this next game. They have a Weezing on the lead. Doesn't want to take the damage from those Mud Slaps, and they come in immediately with Credilli. Moltres still sitting in the back. This is a good place to put the Weezing here. Opponent going to be looking to put up a shield here as this Rock Tomb is going to drop the attack of the Weezing permanently while it's in this matchup, while it's in play, until it decides to leave the battlefield, and Sledge is going to be doing less and less damage now. The opponent going to be looking to farm up, get to another charge move, but Weezing strikes first here, going for the, that's not an acid, that's a Sludge. We're going to be going for the next Sludge, and fortunately, Weezing wins that CMP tie. Does Golurk just want to get a farm down here? It is resisting heavily this acid damage. And I think that might, no, we're going to be going for it. All right, we're going to see if a shield get put up here, matching shields here. The opponent going to have to shield up the Sludge, though, if they don't want to get knocked out, or throw the energy here. Meloette not looking to make a play for a switch. No, they are. They're going to be going for the double shield here, thinking maybe they can survive, get to 2 Sludges, and hopefully it's enough. The opponent getting close to farming down here. Weezing's in a dire situation, needs to hang on at 1 HP to be able to get this move off. Now the opponent lets it go, going for the Brutal Swing. Wasn't sure if the Fairy Wind would have been enough here. We get switch advantage. The opponent says, I'm letting it go. They have the Golurk here against this Weezing, but Weezing up energy, has those brutal swings to do very significant amounts of damage into this Golurk, especially now the opponent is able to stay up a shield here, but those Mud Slaps adding up heavily as the opponent looks to get to the brutal swing, and they're staying in. Golurk looking to make this Weezing unfortunate. Man, I don't know where I was going with that. Brain just shut off mid-sentence. You know how it goes. The opponent, however, has the Gastron in the back. And I don't know who was worried. It certainly wasn't me. Moltres is just going to make this an absolute, just, okay, you have a shield for Gastrodon? Oh, trainer, I'm sorry. Good game. We move past my brain shutting down mid-sentence, and we get a, ha! What? What? That is a Dragon Tail Milotic. That is saucy. I love it. I haven't seen Milotic. Milotic is a Pokemon I still don't have a good one of for PvP, and I would love to because it's always interesting. Has a decent moveset. Surf, Dragon Tail. Does a lot of damage to Golurk here, by the way, which is weak to water, taking a lot of damage from the Dragon Tails. We're going for a wrap. Milotic has wrap. That's right. Oh, but Milotic's not going to have a good time. It almost gets the catch here. Now the opponent's going to bring in Typhlosion, but unfortunately it's not a Shadow. Is that Blast Burn going to be able to be enough to one-shot without that Shadow boost? Weezing looking to pop off with some pressure here. Sludge going to do quite a bit of damage, but it is a Typhlosion. Even though it's glassy, it's still going to live that one move. Thunder Punch is the bait of choice here for the opponent. We can go for the Brutal Swings now. Opponent's going to have to start shielding, and unfortunately Thunder Punch was probably not the play. Because this Golurk is always just going to farm down. Can we live another? No, we don't live another Thunder Punch. Surely, no, we don't. Thunder Punch. Oh my god, the Weezing lives the Thunder Punch. Going for, no, we could have gone for an extra couple of fast moves here. Not really matter. No, going for one extra fast move. It really doesn't make a difference here. Opponent not going to be living anyway. The opponent would have had to give up both shields, and there's a Hex Skeledirge. Oh, this Moltres is having a great time right now, man. This thing is just absolutely tearing opponents up. Where can I get these people with the ghost backlines, man? Whenever I use Moltres, it's Tinkaton. It's immediately. I don't see anybody run Tinkaton until I see this thing, until I use this thing, man. That's insane. Moltres going to be looking to lay down the law here with this Fly. Opponent shielding out of absolute, just complete desperation. But by shielding enough, open themselves up to this Golurk domination. Opponent going down immediately. Milotic not going to be able to handle this sauce, these hands. And the opponent concedes. Well played. Good game. Getting into the final battle here. This is the last battle of the last set before we hit Legend. We get a Forretress lead. We're living large. Opponent's got a Credillion. It's on acid. And now going for the Shadow Punch here, looking to get some damage. And the opponent may have to actually shield here. No, Weezing's going to get to come in and it can take a Rock Tomb, which is really nice here. Golurk doing a lot of legwork here, even though it definitely prefers Arm Day. Rock Tomb going to be getting the drop here on this Weezing, but we're going to be able to overfarm here by quite a bit. Go for a Sludge before the opponent gets to the next charge move. Sludge going to be doing enough damage here to nearly two-shot, and we're going to be going for another one. Can we live? We can live this move. Opponent has a choice to make now because they're going to have to shield if they want switch. Rock Tomb will not do enough here. Brutal Swing would. And so the Weezing is going to be able to go for nearly two. The opponent's going to have to double shield if they want it. They don't want it. They're going to let it go. Opponent's going to come back in with the Forretress. Going to get a last second Brutal Swing to go right through the drive-through right before getting on out of here. Drive on out of here with that Brutal Swing. We're going to be getting farmed down here, unfortunately, but Golurk's still resisting all this energy, and the opponent going to have to get to a move here pretty quick. The Golurk over farms. This isn't enough for an Earthquake, though. Not calling it, not messing around. Getting rid of this Forretress is necessary, according to Meloette, going for the Dynamic Punch. Hopefully, this does enough damage to secure a knockout. The opponent has a shielding decision to make, and they decide not to make it. And Moltres gets to come in and get the snipe down. And then it's met with a Belly Bolt. Oh, no, dude. Oh, this is painful. At least the Belly Bolt's on Sucker Punch, but this is not going to be... They respect the payback. I respect them for that. The opponent going to be going for the Parabolic Charge, though. And that, I mean, we'll see. Golurk can do a pretty hefty amount of damage here, even with some debuffs in play. Looking to go for the Brave Bird. The opponent can't really farm down here, even with the Sucker Punches being resisted. They're just not getting there. But the defense is going to go down here, and that would have allowed a farm down. Brave Bird, however, doing enough damage to get that final shield, but Golurk gets to come in now and just do whatever it needs to do, get to the back-to-back Shadow Punches, and that's going to do it, man. Shadow Punch 1, hit. Shadow Punch 2, unshielded. Opponent couldn't make it to the farm down. Sucker Punch, Belly Bolt, not all it's cracked up to be. And Golurk's taking this trainer to Legend, bro. This thing is insane. Golurk, Shadow Golurk putting on a clinic today. And no, that's the end of the footage. No, trainer, no, come on. Meloette, no, you did me dirty, bro. I'm supposed to put the celebratory Legend screen and everything, brother. How could you do this to me? We'll do it anyway. Congratulations, trainer, you hit Legend. I know you did because I saw the elo in these battles. You're at 2980 something before, or 2970 something before these final battles. Definitely pushed him over the edge and now is sitting on the leaderboards with this team. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the games. Let me know what you think about the team. This was a fun little one to shoutcast, and I think it's a very dynamic, very strong team. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Thank you as always for watching. Bye-bye.